Thanks for staying with us. You guys know today is Thursday, and we like our family gists. Everybody has been missing the family gist in the light of everything that's happening in the country. But today is Thursday, and we're back. So according to Andrea Ekeng Inyang, the Special Assistant to the Cross River State Governor, Ben Ayade, on strategic communication, he says, until you are married, you remain officially single. Stop wearing uniforms like couple around the streets with pictures of you both all over social media, because you may actually be scaring off your real suitor. A serious man will not date you more than 1 year. If you like, hear. If you like, don't hear. If you like, continue. Continue telling people you have a serious relationship. That's what he said. So, what are your thoughts on this? And joining this conversation, we have Alexandra Amuchechukwu Asogwa, popularly known as Alex Unusual, a multi-brand influencer, a budding filmmaker, creative writer, model, and content creator. She's also the convener of the Unusual Fest, an anti-bullying advocacy festival leveraging fun activities and training children and adults. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Welcome. Thank you.
So you're going to be gisting with us today.
Yes.
And you know that you are still in the single market. Have somebody has put something?
I'm still in the single market.
Show us your fingers, let's be sure.
I know there are plenty rings, but not these rings.
Yeah. So we're going to be asking the ladies their thoughts on what this media aide has said, that if they have not put a ring on that finger, there's no point gallivanting social media in Ashwebi, showing that you are taken by somebody who has not really taken you. What are your thoughts on it?
So first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm one to believe that the way we are in a relationship is the same way we should be after marriage. Because you know how people would always say, oh, now we've gotten married, you've changed. So I'm like, if you know things that you want to do when you are married, please start it from a relationship. If you're going to now say, oh, don't do these ones, wait till you're married. So that means you're saying, wait till you're married for you to change, which I actually disagree with.
But the idea of wearing a shwebi with a boyfriend.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Ashwebi is in this way. Ashwebi is matching outfits.
Yes.
I mean, I don't see it as a problem.
Unless it's just being mysterious.
No, the thing is, in Nigeria, somehow we make it look like it's a crime to break up. Like it's a crime to have a relationship and break up. But everybody goes into, when we sit down, we talk about, oh, this is my ex, that's my ex, that's my ex. We all have relationships, or most people have relationships, and they break up. So you're not going to make it look like a crime because some people's own is public. When you had like 3 breakups in this
private
year, and I've just had 1.
Let's not be too careful to misunderstand this man.
Okay, so please tell us what the man is saying.
Married, remain officially single. So you can be dating somebody, but don't go out there. I mean, some people confuse. I'm taking. Off market.
No, you're not off market. Though.
Wait, now. Maybe you say.
No, you're not off market.
So they use different terms. And then the person that wants to ask you, okay, let me tell you a real life story. I know Mrs. G is going to kill me for this. My auntie, back in 91, I was such a young girl. She had this relationship and she off market for everybody. 6 years down the line, they did the genotype, I think. And
it didn't work.
If I'm forgetting any fact, forgive me, I was still very young. And it didn't work out. Fast 6 months, I don't remarry. My auntie was still mourning the breakup itself. And, so there was a guy, her present husband, who had always liked this girl. But she looks off market. And so he waited.
The guy could not come.
He waited. Thank God that guy waited 10 years old. And then he was talking to someone at an event. She's probably with kids now. And I was like, no, she's not married. And he quickly took the opportunity and then they got married.
Wow.
Imagine that she off market for everybody. Since that story, off market.
What? When you say she looks off market?
No, she off market.
No, so people would always come to me with the whole, oh, Alex, you look like you're in a serious relationship.
But you look like you're in a serious
relationship. And I'm wondering, how?
There's a confidence you carry yourself with, like, I don't need...
You're not showing off things like somebody that wants to sell market.
And in that generation, when you're a career person, you're doing well, it's supposed to mean that you're settled. Your mind don't rest, you're off, you're not worrying about this kind of... Then she gives, not only does she give that impression, she says it. because she was faithful to that first relationship. She didn't even know that person had an option that could happen in 6 months. And so you're talking to somebody. Officially, if you are not off market, you are single. Don't be attaching to... And I know a friend of mine who completely was committed to a relationship. And the guy just went on and moved on. And she kept offering market for everybody. So you could, please excuse me, I'm off market. You know, don't off market too.
But then let me come to Mariam.
For me, I have this belief. I always feel that you're single until you're married. And so if you're single, be single. And when you're married, you're married. I don't even believe in all this fiancé. You know, for me, it's just, yes, you're single and then you're married.
Wow.
Simple. And it's important because you cannot demand of marital privileges as a single person. You understand? You cannot be moving about. There are things that may happen as a single person. If you were to get divorced, marriage, there's probably you sit down and discuss, you know, how some things will be settled or divided. As a single person, the person ups and leave, and you have nothing. But meanwhile, you have carried yourself in that state. So I think a lot of young girls, for me, I feel is a mistake where you're seen with this particular person, especially now that we have social media, where your tiny business becomes the world's business. Anybody's interested. So you wear all this same shirt, and people know how I feel about that. You wear same shirt, you end up, different events together, and you're just known to be this person's babe. Simple. It also sends a message because some men don't need to ask you. They read the cues. And what are the cues that you're sending off? You're saying, I am not available to date anybody else. I am not available because as far as they're concerned, if you're not available to date, that means you're married. I'm not even available to be spoken to.
Hey.
And some people, you know, some of the young girls, the mistake they even make, they become unavailable to someone that is not like that with them. The person is available to date, but you have decided within yourself that, I have stuck myself to this person, I am unavailable to date. Men don't make that mistake. Young men don't make that mistake.
They leave their cards open.
They tell you, when they sit down here and they tell you, are you in a relationship? Well, but I'm single. A girl will go, well, I'm not sure
I'm taken.
You know? But a guy knows that, see, until I am married, before I'm a married person. And that's just to show that you protect yourself. Because when you're dating, you don't really know everyone until, you know, to the end. You can never know. But in marriage, there are some things there are some commitments you make, there are some expectations in marriage. And when some of these, when the contract is broken or there's a betrayal involved, there are consequences, there are repercussions. In singlehood, you cannot demand of some things because really we're just dating. And
you are not under any cover.
So there are some suggestions. I don't know how to put it in proper English because these things are very, very Nigerian. Let me not say African. So you're dating. Let's even bring it to the Yoruba people. You're dating, and his family gives you certain expectations. You people are still dating. I remember that, you know, because I am from Edo, they will remind you that, no, you never marry you. Don't be making they go their house, you know. So they will then give you certain expectations that you think that you can then demand reciprocation for them while you guys are dating. So, for instance, his sister's baby naming, you show up and cook. No, you don't just
pound.
You have to show up.
Please.
When you are showing
you
up,
people should calm down, please.
You are both showing up together. Then they give certain cook. Some people cook. Some people show up to come and do the whole work. So that's even going far. But, you know, I'm even talking about the simplest ones. You showing up with him, then you show up in a particular fabric. When you go, you're sort of attaching. And you expect the reciprocal, you know, actions as well from the Oga. And then suddenly things happen. You know, or you can't even just say, I'm not interested in that, your cousin's party, really, we don't
want to go.
And you're dating me, you know, those kind of expectations. How does a girl say, we're still dating? These are my limits, because your mother too will call you, say, do you have aunts? It's all of us, we did it generations back. You know, it's a normal thing. So you do this when you're dating him because you people are looking to get married. But this is a relationship.
Is that not,
the person can just decide not to.
Is that not showing faithfulness? Because, you know, growing up, and I'm coming to you.
No, draw the line.
No, you know, hold on first. Growing up as a woman, you are being toasted. You start the relationship. You put a certain boundary for other people because you are dating somebody. Whether it's leading to marriage or not is not the question here, but I am committed to this person for this time while we're dating. And so I will try and shut other people off so that I can concentrate on building this relationship. Is that not what we're supposed to be preaching?
Yes, what you're supposed to preach is I'm dating or I'm in an exclusive relationship, but I am not married. Because there's some people will not date a married woman now. They will not want to talk to a married woman. Why would another man come to talk to you if you're married? But if they just, you're dating, that means there's a possibility we can still have a conversation. That means when I come to talk to you, I am not breaking any rules or anything that has been put on
But you may
ground.
distract me.
But then if the person that you're so in love with and the relationship is so good, why am I a distraction? Why can't you just tell me off and tell me to go immediately?
It's not easy for everybody.
Why are you struggling to, maintain? But when you're a married person,
the question is, should you be telling off the person that you call a distraction?
Maybe.
If you're single, you're single.
What I want to also add, see, there's this scam, and I noticed in the southern part of Nigeria, where they'll be telling the girl that they are dating our wife. Is a huge
I don't even go there.
It's a huge scam. Because our wife 1, our wife 2, our wife tall, our wife dark, our wife slim, anything. So.
Alex, but let me hear you.
That's our wife. I can remember a few days back I went for an event at Obi's house and I was trying to park. So one of the boys outside was hailing the guy. He was like, Baba, thank you for last week. I remember what you and Mama did for me. He said, thank you. I said, Mama, they make her come. Like he wanted to go and say hello to Mama. He said, hey, Mama, they, but it's not the same Mama.
Yeah.
I just picked it. I was on the road and I was like, wow.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you can have our wife. And you know how you have maybe a guy that has 3 siblings and this girl, this is our wife to this girl. And this other girl, this is our wife. I know that there are some things that you need to do naturally just because that's how you are. Because if you go to a guy's house, whether or not we are dating or something, you would wake up and want to clean the house and all of that. No. But, no, I'm saying you want the place to be neat. So
if you are a neat person.
Yes, you are a neat person.
You are not.
So I'm saying what you would naturally do, you do. But you would not now expect me to wake up in the morning and because I will not turn to wife. Some people, they milk out the wife material in you. To a point where when you even now get into a place where you're supposed to wife material, you are exhausted. You have finished all your material. You used to sew
for somebody else.
You can't. But then I can remember that this man, I think he said something about anybody that dates you past 1 year.
Yes, I was going to that. But who gave him the right to give that time frame? I've seen people who dated for longer and the relationship worked. And I've seen people who didn't even date and it still worked. So who gives the time frame that if a man is with you for over a year, it's not serious?
What he should have qualified it with somebody of means. So we know some people, they are of means. And me, I'm with him on this one. Okay. The person is not looking for anything. There are no lifetime goals blocking anything. Just wants to keep you on the side for more than a year.
He may need emotional maturity.
While he's
like saying
we grow together.
You know, for me, you see this, you can qualify it. It cannot be generalized. That's the truth. Okay. That 1 year. But for most, as you said, it's not just means, it's also age. There are some people who say dating from when they're in primary school, secondary school, or university. So I can see in that case that you're working together to get somewhere. But even in that case, my younger brother, I will never forget, while he was in university, this hot babe, hot, was his girlfriend. Every time I'd be looking at her, I'm like, you're dating your classmates. This one has a whole of growing up to do. Yeah. And you know, I used to wonder that maybe sometimes when she's there, I used to just drop like, if I had a sister, or there's that age that I would tell her, I hope you're looking ahead, you're not. And thankfully, she has sisters. It didn't work out, you know, because she started asking for the bigger goals. How far? When are we going to? When she asked him, the boy was afraid. Like, when did I leave my mother's? When did I leave my mother's goals up? This one is asking me of marriage. You know.
But there are guys who play this.
So there are some people who were able to sustain that relationship until they get married.
They got mature,
and you can see them. you know, some of them are engaged and 5 years, 10 years, and then they eventually get married. Good for them, but it doesn't always work out that way.
It does for everyone.
Because usually that boy, when he leaves university, he grows up, he now gets to become in his 30s and is thinking, no, madam, not you anymore.
I want a younger, fresher.
So what happened?
And also for the girl as well, she finds herself, she's now more mature and she's thinking, I cannot deal with this baby. What was it, you know, I also...
Let's take a short break.
Like that long.
When we come back, we take phone calls and messages. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still on this conversation on how you show or refuse to show your partner if you're not married. And you can join the conversation and call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. There's also something in connection to this topic that people are becoming weary of those young men or women who don't project their partner because they may be dating another person's partner. So you see like celebrations like Valentine and all that, and some people are afraid to post their boyfriend because your boyfriend might be somebody's sugar daddy or zaddy or something.
Or you're someone's girl.
Yes, and now you're saying that if you are showing too much, it's just more like a waste of time. Is that not a way of excusing people doing things secretly without anybody knowing? So I can be on this table now and I'm dating your boyfriend. Because I don't show who I'm dating, you guys don't know that is one of your own that I am dating.
No, but that's ID card showing.
I know I saw one post that somebody said, everybody, please post your boyfriend. Let us know how we are sharing.
Yes.
Let's know who is who.
Yes.
Let me know if your boyfriend is my boyfriend.
Yes.
People actually use that, I want to live a private life as an excuse. And then next thing you're in a mess because nobody even knows what is going on. I know that I used to be somebody that would be, PDA. I like to be very... But then these days, I've actually learned to just keep some things to myself. Not because of wahala, it's just peaceful. Most of the time when it's not really out there. But that does not mean, I feel like if I ever...
That does not mean that there is somebody, something you're carrying.
If I ever go into a relationship, people would actually know.
No.
Okay.
Because I can be very expressive. So you would notice in my tone, my typing, the things that I type, the things that I
place
say.
of love.
Yes, you would notice that there's been a change. So,
But let me take this call before I come to Nima. So we have Moyo from Ojo. Good morning, Moyo.
Oh,
sorry, we lost that.
So Alex made me laugh. I also saw a post online on someone saying if a girl comes over to sleep at your place and in the morning she's sleeping till maybe 12, she now wake up like her grandmothers would do, sweep the compound, wash the dishes. She's not a good, if I wrong,
Wife material.
know. And I'm wondering, you when they can't greet for your house,
Why you not wake up?
As in, did she come for as maid or maid duties? You know, some things that, you know, are people around us, especially guys, gist about take with levity, and girls buy foolishly into that mentality that you don't have something to prove. A major problem. And we joke about them online. Did you know that when that person posted that thing, some guys commented and thought it made sense? And you would think this ones, maybe they don't have sisters. If I've ever found my brother saying that to a girl, there'll be a problem. Because my brother is married, and I didn't meet his wife until she was married.
Let me quickly take this call. I'll come back to you. Ola from London. Good morning, Ola.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you doing, ladies?
We're doing amazing, sir.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah. What I would disagree with what you people are saying today.
Okay.
If you are dating someone, why do you have to tell people that you are still free? You are not free. You are dating to get married. The message you are sending to other people is that, you know what, I'm still available. So what do you want the other guy to be feeling like? I'm dating you, then you are trying to date someone else. So I don't think it's a good thing. If you are dating, maybe you want to date for 6 months or 1 year. After that, If nothing happens, then you can move on. But taking two people on the way, I don't think it's right.
No, but sir, you would have blocked other people now. It's not easy to just move on when you have been tagged Mr. James' belongings. Moving on to Mr. Peter will be more difficult.
Okay, for example, let's say, okay, both of them, you go into the other with two of them, something happens in between. Who has the baby?
No, we are not talking sexual.
No, not just dating,
outside marriage sex here. We are talking
just dating.
Yeah. No. Let's be realistic.
We'll break it down.
Let's be
realistic, based on everybody's experiences. If you're dating somebody, you're getting to know the person. I can be talking to you, BC meets me again and toasts me. As for my number, I will not tell her I don't have number. Me that I'm a Muslim girl, I'll give her. Miriam sees me, I will give her. All of you, throw your fish in the net. I've not decided.
That's what I think dating is when you're single.
Yes, that's what it is. So when you have decided that, this is the person, and I mean decided though, so it means that Mr. Zibri has seen my people. That's when you have decided. That's when you become, instead of just because you think this is the husband material, you have given him number, you now stay there. This one did not have number, this one did not have number. If grace does not bring you to your husband, you might miss a husband. Grace is what will finally bring you back there. When you're dating, leave that sex part, because that's what complicates things.
Should we leave it?
Leave it first.
Or should we face the fact? No, should we face the fact that in Nigerian dating, that is a major part of it?
Now, what to complicate the things with that?
Yeah, that's what they say.
If you leave it outside, if you leave it out, you go see where.
So that's why people, even people that go for dating, coaching, or or training like that, they would always say to you, okay, in the first, people that do this professionally will say, okay, in the first 3 months, don't take the sex out of it, so that you can get to know the person. Because whether we like it or not, that thing clouds your judgment. Yeah. There's some things that you would take because you're involved in, intimacy. There's some things that you see clearer because intimacy is not a distraction for you. So if we were to put that aside, if we put that aside now, and the person is out dating, even you would not say, why is she collecting other people's number? Because that is not involved. You're afraid that, it's because she may be intimate with everyone else. And that's the distraction that we don't need. But if a person is not intimate with everyone else, you would want for her to get to know each and every person, until she makes that final decision to get married.
Let me quickly take this call and I'll come to Nima. We have Melvis from Surulere. Good morning, Melvis.
Good morning, first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Alex. It's beautiful. Nima is beautiful.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You have a lot of fans.
This is my this is my own contribution. It doesn't really matter how long a guy dates a lady. It depends on the commitment they have. And as a woman, there's some certain things you won't be able to continue. You shouldn't even start it. Like visiting your boyfriend's parents, you will not stop like that. Don't even start it. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Thank you so much, Melvis.
I wanted to give an example. When we're much younger, these things sort of confuses a young girl.
Yeah.
So we had this younger sister. She got married before most of us, and she had sex, and that was all. And she just committed her life. We saw the abuse before the marriage. She insisted, took my virginity. I don't know how I'm going to do life without him.
Wow.
She spent 9 years in that marriage. Abuse day one, until the day she breathed fresh air was the day the divorce was final. Wow. So it's not something, if you remove it, it's even important. When we in the context of dating, when we talk about dating, remove that one on one side. So when you're dating, you're free. My auntie then, this one I mentioned that she's going to kill me today. She would give me my tea first. She'll say, go out. She had, she said, go out with him. Go and see, go for a movie, watch his excesses, watch the way he eats, the things that you don't like, you get back home, we chat about it. So I'll be like, oh, this one, I think I can stand this one better than this one. I say, okay, maybe then you're getting serious. And you had the options before you settle for anybody.
Yeah, you must.
So you're meeting people. Why are you in school? Why you're in school? Why are you blocking anybody? Have you seen all the whole world?
There is one part of this thing that I also feel like should be factored. If you know how when there's a relationship and then there is posting from both boy and girl and everyone knows that these people are together and then there happens to be a breakup. I feel like the reason why most girls might not even want to post is because when there is a breakup, the girl suffers it more. So it's more like, it's easier, like you said, it was easier for the man to just pick somebody because they've made it look like men do the picking and then women do the waiting. So now when a woman says she wants to do the picking, it looks like a problem.
Yes.
But I just feel like you're not going to sit down there and wait for somebody to come out. I'm not going to just accept whatever I get. I need to also check and
your options.
Yes, I should weigh my options. That doesn't mean that you're sleeping with all of these people.
That's what I want us to drum into people's heads. So, because I know the way the dating scene goes, everybody just assumes you are just knocking around the table. But let me take this call. We'll come back to that. We have Inale from Ikeja. Good morning, Inale.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, beautiful lady. I think this is my first time.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, about this relationship thing. Actually, I'm not married, but I've got to a stage in life where I now realize this whole relationship thing is a mistake.
A mistake?
A stage.
Yes,
Stage.
yeah, stages.
Okay, stages, okay.
You know, it we generate from one stage to another. And it is very important each stage is defined and redefined. Now, what I mean is, you know, this whole issue about people flagging themselves, flagging their relationship, I think it's always common with women, with ladies. And they need to be educated on that aspect because most of the time it bounces back to them. The whole thing is this. Relationship. If
oh, sorry, we lost that. But let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. So I would like us to talk to ourselves and ask questions. What are really the expectations when you, as a single person, visit maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend at a family house? When you go and pay a visit, what are some of those things that it's expected that you do, whether you're thinking the thing will lead to marriage or not, as a human being that is well-trained? When you wake up in the morning, what are the expectations? Who's ready to go?
So, first of all, they should not catch you going to go and sleep in somebody's house if it's just your boyfriend, because that's not how you raised you. That's what.
Okay,
let's put that
she's
aside.
joking now. Let's have finish.
But it's serious. Let's put that aside.
Fiancé now.
What I know for me is that what would I do in my own house? How was I raised? If it was not a man's house that I even that I go to, or if it's my own friend, a girlfriend that I go to, there's just something that's just basic. As the child in a house, you would get up and you would clean your environment. You would, you would be respectful. In my house, when you see an adult carrying something, as the younger one, you take it from the person. If an adult is trying to sweep or clean somewhere and you're in the vicinity, you clean, and has nothing to do with, whether this is a boyfriend relationship or not. It's just how you would behave to show that you've been brought up properly.
Properly, well-trained.
You would greet properly. You would wake up in our house, we wake up early. You would wake up early. But you are not doing this with the expectation that now they're looking at me as wife material. You're doing it because that's how you're raised. That is how you carry yourself. So what I see with that is you do your part and you leave. What would happen, the conversation that may happen is the person parents will say, that girl is a well-brought-up person.
Or she's lazy.
That's someone you should consider. But that is not to say this is why you should be married or not married. Or I'm doing this so that they will consider me for married. Then that you're not being truthful to yourself. And you will do that and leave without feeling any form of being shortchanged or, feeling like... If the relationship does not work out, you're not feeling that you did something you're not meant to do. Because this is what you would do
like you
anyway.
put in the work and then it didn't work.
But can we do too much? Yes, we can do too much. We can do too much where you take your... They're using you as you're washing clothes from... I see some people, they go, I'm going to my boyfriend's house today. The mother called me because I have to go and wash clothes. Why? It does not make sense. You go and wash clothes. They're doing a party in their house, and then I see people carrying things up and down. You can go and visit the party. You can attend the party and do what you can during the party, but you are not the person.
Not doing it because...
So we can do too much, and I think that's where we need to draw the line.
Yeah, let me take this call. I'll come to you, Nima. We have a caller from Ali Mosho. Good morning. Timi, good morning. Timi, good morning. Okay, so who's ready?
So, you see, as a young girl, I would come to my girlfriend's party and I cannot sit down.
Naturally.
I go serve food. If the plates are dirty, she's running out of dishes, we'll wash the If I had a cook jollof, we return the pots. If I visit the guy I'm dating, I will sit down, cross my leg, and mind my business.
If you sleep over,
I never even sleep over.
That
one was
no,
a dream.
if see now, let's be realistic. Now, you are acting as if all of us are saints on this table.
Never came to pass.
You did not date.
So I'm just saying that.
But people who date and they have fiancé, that they go and visit for you to meet the parents. And we watch Oyibo movies now. It even happens there.
You see, if you sleep over, the example Miriam gave,
when you
have
wake
to
up,
show it how you were raised. So, in my own background, we were forbidden. Don't sleep over. No need to test anything.
Okay.
Then, when you sleep over in some houses, they will now tell you you sleep in the guy's room. No. If you visited us, my uncle's house, when my uncles were dating, and you were dating my uncle, you visited us, you will sleep with the girls. So, there are just ways and people's exposure, the way people were raised. My aunties used to draw meat emphatically. Don't even make the mistake. Imagine my auntie was engaged, and her first year, Ileya, she attended. When she was going, they were already engaged. Introduction had been done. And she was like, Ileya is coming, so you'll be visiting his family for Ileya. You know what she did? 2 caterers, Olopo, for her own duties. It was the first time they had seen that in that family. Everything she needed to do, Yadagwaya, wash tomatoes. Have you blended? Everything. So she set the new tone for how the women in the family were treated. The subsequently, everybody came with their locals. Nobody they suffer again. So sometimes, I'm telling you, these are real life stories. Do some things that, your respect, that you go buy them. Yeah. You come in and you want to prove. You see that thing you talk about, we need to set it up. You want to show that you were properly raised, but you just set the tone for how you be treated. Yeah. Some families don't know the line. Yeah. The next is, maybe that time when she never married us finished. She used to wash. So when you now come and say, these things are too stressful, I wanted a private family. When I got married, my in-laws didn't understand. I don't want a crowd. I don't want all the people, all the women will not cry. Yeah, well, I hated it. I just wanted to be, can we get caterers, cook the food, everybody eats, nobody's testing anybody. Imagine one asked me, they are pounding yam. I say, if I drop out, don't give me. I will not eat it. Because I just didn't want to be stressed. And they made it seem like we were abnormal. Yeah. But we are still in the marriage.
Nima, let me take this call from Timi. Timi is back from Ali Mosho. Good morning, Timi.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
I met my wife within the space of 6 months. We dated and got married. Got engaged in a period.
Wow, that was...
And our marriage is over 6 years now.
Wow,
and
congratulations.
I must say she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Very respectful.
I need tissue.
I hear people say they are looking for a God-fearing man. There is nobody on this planet Earth that doesn't fear God. Even their values. Look for a man that has conscience.
A man with a conscience.
Man that has conscience. That's the problem we are facing in this country. Our leaders lack conscience. When you see a man that has conscience, you are good to raise conversations that will make you respect. To know if this
man has conscience or not. As for Alex, he's my wife's favorite fan.
Oh.
Very respectful. Alex also, you know, I see a comment online on Instagram, and I'm like, this girl is celebrity. Very respectful. Yeah. She doesn't feel, you know, God bless you, Alex.
Oh, thank you so much, Timmy. So please don't cry on the show. Thank you. So let me come to you now. Expectations as a well-trained girl.
I just remembered having one heated argument with a friend of mine. He's a guy, and I know he's watching this right now. I'm sure he'd be like, she had to take it to that show. So I read something online. One boy was saying, oh, his girlfriend came to the house, his mother was sweeping, and she just sat down there, yada, yada, yada. And I said, don't just put it out like that.
Contact.
Let us say that this is her first time visiting. You would have told your mom that your girlfriend is coming. Then you bring me to your house to meet your mother, and it's when I'm sitting down that your mother knows that she wants to sweep.
She doesn't like you.
Why did you not sweep before?
No, no, sweeping.
So you now want me to stand up and say, Mommy, give me the broom. He said, yes, that's what you have to do. She will respect me. I said, no problem. When I finish sweeping, she will go and carry speaker. I will stay help her arrange the speaker. Next thing, he told me to house girl. And I asked him, come, I bring you to my house to meet my parents for the first time. You're properly dressed. My father is washing car outside. You go and meet him and collect the rag. Say, Daddy, let me wash the car for you. Because I wouldn't even allow that. I would ask my dad, is this why of all
washing the car
why is it
now
that you're washing the car? Some people just feel like, oh, when a woman is sweeping, the best thing for you to do is, at what point is she sweeping? When is she, what is happening? Are you in the mood? People need to check all of that, because I'm not about to be anybody's house girl in any family. And then they say, oh, you're forming woke. And we're being, that's the deeper.
It's not forming woke.
He said, oh, all you modern women. And I'm like, because you people's idea of a traditional woman, to me, is a slave. Somebody that would take anything and just be working for you. That is how you guys see traditional woman now. No, I just feel like a modern woman, if you want to put it, is more aware, and she's not going to be taken for granted or to...
I like that. Let me take this call, please. Daphne from Abuja. Good morning, Daphne.
Good morning, advocacy. Good morning.
Good morning.
My
welcome to the show.
Mariam. Good morning to Antonima. Good morning. Love you all guys. Now, I want to say something. I want to give my personal experience.
Go ahead.
Early 2000, I was in a relationship. I was actually doing a should be with the guy. But anti-British, I didn't get married to that guy. I wasted 8 years of my life with that guy. But I now noticed after that relationship, because I'm somebody who believes in long-term relationship, but unfortunately, as God will have it, because his plan is not our plan. I entered another relationship. It was everywhere. Everybody knew I was in that relationship. Everybody, so what's out there? That relationship didn't last. But the man I got married to, I dated him for just 5 months. I did not even show my engagement ring out. And from that point, I did not show my wedding ring. And he kept asking, you this girl, why would you show up? I said, no. Let me not show up, because all the one I've been showing up, nothing happened.
It did not work.
Everywhere. Nothing happened. So this one, let me keep it to myself. I kept it to myself. On my 2 weeks to my wedding, they announced it in the church, and everybody
was shocked.
And I am married to them, and I'm happy. No, I am very, very happy. Very, very happy.
Oh, Daphne, I'm happy for you, Daphne. I think you should just take it that the one you did for how many years was training ground for the one that you come and enjoy. And they tell you, car washing.
May God not let you do house girl with wife. So you think you're the wife to be. You have done everything. He knows
you are car washing.
You finish you up. So there's this importance in young girls. Whether they call you names, Wokabi, or whatever, have some dignity in yourself.
Yeah.
You're not desperate to marry. If marriage, for me, like marriage is ordained by God, we must marry. We can't even be celibate as Muslims. But have a little bit of respect for yourself. There are certain things that when you are doing it, just shame small, look back and see and sense whether they are appreciative of what you're doing. If you know that a situation is going to be like a testing ground for you, don't show up. If they like.
How will you know?
No.
How will you know? Let me give you this story quickly, please.
The sleepover is what I wanted to
say. I want to talk about the sleepover.
That sleepover is a testing ground. Don't go there.
So it doesn't work like that for everybody. So I'm here now. I still have my own experiences. Some people on YouTube are already reminding me that I said I pounded my way into my in-laws' house. But that's because I love to cook. I pounded yam, yes. That's because I love to cook, and I cooked for every of my friend in the university with no strings attached. So I could have pounded for you if we had met in the university. Nothing attached to it. But I remember when we were cutting. I think I was 7 in Maiduguri, in Makurdi at the time, and my husband came, my boyfriend at the time, came to Asaba to come visit. So I had to call, he came to visit me in Benue. Then we came down to Asaba to see my dad. And we slept over in the house, my dad's house. And he woke up that morning, and he went and washed the car. The way he washed that car, my father had a white, I've forgotten the name of the car now. The way he was, my younger brothers were like, why is he washing the car as if they want to sell the car? But because I know him, that's how he is. He knows how to take care of other people's things. And he was not doing it for them to like him. If he comes to your house today and he sees your husband doing something, he will join him. So he's a man that did that. Why can't we expect it from... If you... sometimes we say, don't sleep over. Sometimes you will sleep over. That's the reality.
When you're traveling, you're stranded.
It's not about traveling and stranded. People's relationship styles are different, and we must respect that.
I just remembered a relationship that I had, like, years back. And this guy, I'm an Igbo girl, right? And Igbo and Yoruba, our ways are different. And I can remember the problems that we had before I said, I cannot do this again. My grandma came to my house, and she was trying to climb the staircase. Normally, grandma takes time to climb the stairs. And she was like, I should pass. I just ran and crossed, went up, was waiting for her to come up. And the guy just later, he took it like, that was so disrespectful.
To your grandma?
I was supposed to wait for her to go all the way. I'm like, what kind of punishment is that? I wasn't raised like that. And then my mom is talking to me, and I'm arguing like, Mommy, no, I don't agree. And he's pinching me. I should shut up. My mommy lets me express
Culture
myself.
differences.
And then I now realized that with his family, when they're having meetings, he can't really express like that. But they let me express because they know that that is how I was brought up. So when the father is talking and he's like, oh, does anybody have anything to say? And everybody shut up. I will just be like,
raise up your hand.
I have something to say. And he lets me talk. When he shouldn't do that, it's like, it's weird. So, and then he goes, oh, I don't like to cook. I'm not cooking for everybody. His mom doesn't even want me to cook. Yoruba people, they do all this, good afternoon, ma. At some point, the one is like, stop, it's okay. That's not how she was raised. But he feels like I'm being disrespectful. And then again, he's like, oh, there's a problem because it looks like my family is taking your side, which is going to be a problem for us. And I was like, if you have a problem with the way your family loves me, then every single thing is a competition to you.
Wow.
I cannot do it.
Wow. So cultural differences is a real thing.
It is, actually.
It is, and that's why sometimes when we hear people say, mature people should get married, because then that person will put that into consideration and say, okay, I see she comes from a different background. And then you find a middle ground somewhere. And the person also understands that it will take time to get to that place where, you have a middle ground. But I find that many people, most especially young men, they're coming into themselves. That ego is still very much a part of them, and they want to put their stamp on you and show that they are the man and dominant. And you find them clashing a lot. But after a while, when they've grown older, they just seem to soften because now maturity has kicked in. They understand that, okay, we are different, but there are some things that I can let go and some things she can let go, and we can adjust. And if he had that maturity, I probably, both of you, that is something that could have been worked out. It's not, like the end of the world.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, we round up on this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. Let's take a few messages.
Okay, he says, Bisu Ugo is right. People should be themselves. All this, don't do that. Cross your leg is addressing me. No follow. No follow. Yes, don't overdo. Eye service is a no-no. But lifting the finger doesn't mean you're giving off slave signals. Agbolu Ajay says, a relationship that will last for years won't break. Both genders need to first have the right attitude before marriage. Dating for years doesn't mean there won't be a broken home when they don't have a good attitude. Attitude is everything. Andrew says, build a house of laughter. This one I buy. the best kind of house to live in. I come from a house of laughter and inspiring. Don't marry a man like Adolf Hitler or Putin or Abacha. Not a controlling freak.
I just also wanted to add
just a few.
Yeah, just wanted to add that this testing that people do, the in-laws or prospective or to-be in-laws also need to understand that the person visiting to would judge you. As well, are you welcoming? Are you hospitable? So all these ones that it's when the person comes out that you now drag the mortar and person you've never used, you haven't used in 5 years to tell the person will also use that to judge you.
All right, let's move on now to another topic. So according to a Twitter handle, there's a question that was raised. Is it worth it to keep an ex-lover around? You are now in a new relationship or you are married to another person, but there are still some exes hanging around as friends, hook up here, hook up there. Is it worth it?
Did you say hook up?
Yeah, some people still hook up with their exes.
No, you have now. No, there's a difference.
What's hanging around? Is it worth it to keep them hovering around?
What be hook up?
As in just for lunch or something?
No,
or business?
Okay, because hook up means different.
Oh, that's other one. No, I'm born again today, so please respond.
No, well, when you say that they're in the vicinity, oh, maybe I still have their numbers, or maybe they used to help me do something in particular. Every time I need to pick up my laundry, do I still have that ex number that can help me pick up my laundry, even though I'm in a new relationship? That's, you know, I feel let the exes go. Don't allow them to be a distraction. But there are some exes that are there because your relationship has transcended that relationship, that boyfriend-girlfriend. You've almost become family. There's some people that you have dated, you have forgotten that you have even dated them because they are so best friends with your father or your mom or one of your cousins. You had forgotten that you dated them. That relationship has sort of transcended.
If they were that good, why did you leave?
Yeah, because it does not mean, what are we saying? There are so many good people. There are so many good people that you didn't marry, but it did not stop them, it did not stop you from being happy and meeting the one that is for you or the one that works well for you. But if, in that case, let them go. But I find some people have this thing, especially girls. I guess we talk to girls and you hear them, something when, and then I called my ex. I'm like, why is an ex an thing? Why is it even a thing in your space? Like, there's a relationship called an ex relationship. For me, it's done. There's no ex. It's just, I'm no one's ex. We've moved on. The person is not my ex. I'm not your ex. We moved on. He says, so I went to this place, and then when I was going, and then my ex now said, like, so now you have kept this ex to be an ex relationship. It does not make sense. In that case, please let that go. But if it's someone that just become something other than your ex, that's just become a part of, or someone who eventually, maybe it's a boss or a colleague. Somehow that person is in your life, not based on the fact that you used to date, but just because now the relationship has moved on to something much more. That it does not even cause a threat to the new relationship. Even your current relationship understands it.
Because as somebody mature,
that's one.
This thing called emotions for women, for some women, it's a very, very something area. So you know deeply how you feel about a person. Maybe you didn't really deal with it totally. Maybe that person dealt with it. That person just thought it wasn't worth continuing with. But then you think it's okay to have that person around you for whatever reason while you're in a relationship or in a marriage. Don't think that should be sustained.
That should be allowed.
Especially when you know how you feel. So you don't want to make that person's continuous relationship with you a standard for checking on the excesses or shortcomings of the person your
current partner
with right now. For instance, you're already married, and then maybe your husband would never help with the dishes. And this person that you know, maybe because you're so in love with him, you still have some images, be thinking, if it was him, he still does dishes. Some women...
Those comparisons keep coming.
Yes, they keep coming. If you know you are mature enough, you can deal with it. You can continue whatever working, friendship, whatever that you have.
What about the other comparison on that shit?
God forbid, I don't know nothing.
Alex, let me hear your thoughts. Should we keep hanging with our exes?
I think all the people that I have had any sort of relationship, whatever, with, we're still friends. I'm a very nice person. If I should say so myself. Yes. And God has probably blessed me with nice people. There are people that you bring in a relationship with, but you just know that this thing is not going anywhere. Either both of us are not ready and we're not going to be ready anytime soon. let us just call it off, and we agree. We're not fighting. There's some people that all their relationships ended with breaking of bottles and all of that. So they can't even imagine themselves in the same space with that ex. And if your current partner knows that that is the kind of person you are with your exes, if there's anyone that is still around, then that means there is something different about this one. But if you know me as someone that does not have problems with people that I've known in the past, I've had even people that I've fought with. After a year, I just see, I'm like, you don't have sense that year. Me too, I don't have sense. I'm like, okay, I don't have any, there's really, because we could meet somewhere where we're working together. Are you going to tell me not to speak to him because we had something together in the past? No. So it's okay to have them as friends. That is how I feel. But if you feel and you know deep down that you are not over this relationship, you are doing yourself a lot of harm, keeping them, or you know that they are not over the relationship, and then you're keeping them around, then that is a problem. But at the point where you know that both of you have passed it, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't used to remember where the numbers are, because as the relationship is ending, the lines are disappearing.
No, relationships never end in a bad way.
No, it's not that it ended badly, but I just know how to move on and move. And I don't know how to look back when I move.
But when you see yourself,
so I can't even think of anybody now and get your number on my phone. So is that a problem, or should I go back and start tracing them?
No, if you meet them somewhere, you guys can be cordial. And if you guys meet in a place, say, oh, I'm working on this project, I think you should come on board. That is okay.
But I am nobody's ex. I want to put it out there. I am nobody's ex.
So I particularly appreciate the person who asked me out for longest. I think 4 years, and I kept saying no.
Wow.
And when I said to him that there's no problem, we'll be friends, he said, forbids me being your friend. Then I took him seriously, because I just thought, this is not really hard like that. You know, I just said no. But the reaction, forever, that woke me up. And I appreciate it forever. Because for him, maybe there's something much more than I thought I was just playing. I was still much younger. I didn't think I'd finished school. I wasn't ready for anything. But he took it so strong. And if somebody is able to tell you like that, make you get sense. So you don't have, you know yourself. But the person has his own emotions and the way he's handling it.
So we're going to be talking about Alex right now. And what has been happening to you, Alex?
I would say...
Since BBN.
Transitioning from stage to stage and mastering my talents and my gifts. That is all I have. And then, most of all, impacting lives in all I do.
So I know about the Unusual Fest. What's that about? Can you tell us?
Unusual Fest is an anti-bullying family fun fest. So I've understood that if you call a parent or a child and you keep them in a place and you say, let us talk about bullying, we can never finish that conversation. And sometimes it gets boring. So I decided to put together an event where we have more fun and we still address this issue that is not really addressed the way it should be. Because I feel like in Nigeria, for other things, there's a place where you go to. If child abuse, we have offices that you go to for that. Human trafficking, there are bodies that are set for that. But when it comes to bullying, it's just generalized and it's been accepted because of how big it is. It's just been accepted. So I'm like, I think we should talk about all there is bullying everywhere. Offices, families, in your house, your parents, and all of that. So I decided to put an event together where everybody will just come and sit down, listen to facilitators, and have lots of fun at it. So there is, and you guys are invited. Everybody's invited, actually. I made it very, very, very affordable. And they have to pay because Nigerians, when you give them something for free,
they don't value.
They will register. That morning, they wake up and they say, after you've taken up space that somebody else is taking. So I'm like, commit something. So I know that you're coming there. But then there's basket making, sip and paint, scented candle making. There are dance classes because everybody has been like, oh, Alex, you don't want to have dance classes. I'm like, well, I'm not only a dancer. I do a lot of other things. But now there are dance classes and there are different workshops from people like Frank Edo, Ebuka, Kate Henshaw, Bisola, the Englishman of Nigeria, Middle Chase Properties. Yeah.
So I'm curious to know why anti-bullying. Is there a personal story to this? And in what way does the Fun Fest address bullying?
So there's a personal story to almost every single thing that I do. For me, Alex Unusual, I've gone through all the stages of bullying. I've been a bully, I've been bullied. I've watched people be bullied. And I think I went from being bullied to being a bully in defense, and then understanding that that's not what I should be, and then getting to that point where I defend people that cannot speak for themselves. And if people are truthful and they remember vividly, most of the times that I had issues on the show that they watched was because I was fighting another person's battle. It's like I buy cases. I really don't have problems with people. But when I see you do something to somebody that is wrong, I would always speak up. So that is the reason why I just felt like some children need to, I don't know, when you say, oh, my child is the child is a bully, I don't really even blame the child and all of that. So how we're addressing this, some of the topics that we're discussing, there is raising an independent child. That's going to be taken by Timida Kolo. And that's because children you can't always be there to fight for them.
Yes.
So they need to understand when they need to stand up for themselves, when they need to do this for themselves, and when daddy needs to do it. Yes. Then there is good for you and not for me. And that is how people just stay, and then they bow to all the societal pressure, or this person is doing this, and then you leave what you're supposed to do and you go to do that. There is the bully, the bullied, and the bystander. That's Frank.
The three.
Is there one for the parents whose child is bullying? So recently,
yes,
my son got into a fight and injured his friend, and he ran home. And he decided not to tell me anything. I saw that he was just quiet, very unusual of him to be on his own. So I started asking, did anything happen at your friend's today? And I found out that somebody was actually injured, and he felt very bad about it. So I took him, I said, there will be consequence when you fight your friend and injure him, so go to the parents. And I saw that my friends were very offended by what he had done, but because of the relationship, nobody said anything. I was upset and said, address him. Make him feel this should never happen again. And so when I saw the conversation happening, and the way he was, when we were going back, I said, Mommy, why did you let them do that to me? I said, why did you do their child? So if somebody had done the same to you, I won't let it slide. That child would know the difference. So I think you deserved what you got. And we got past it. I think parents should normalize it.
Yeah. There is one of the topics there, the power of an apologetic parent, and that has been taken by Bisola. And I feel like an apologetic parent raises an apologetic child. But you should know when to apologize. So if you were not one to know that I have done something wrong and I need to say sorry, you wouldn't have taken your child to that place to apologize. And then one of the reasons why I even put that topic is because some parents would say, oh, I'll take you to swim next week. And then for some reason you get very busy and you miss it. You feel like it's your right as a parent to miss that. And you don't tender an apology. So when they do something wrong to you, they actually would not come to. So there are workshops for children from age 5 to, there are different classes. Everything is going on at the same time, and it's 2 days. It's on the 10th and 11th of September. The workshop for children is from age 5 to 12. Then there is young adults from 19 and above. And then there is one for parents. So we have combined classes, we have different classes. There's a website for it. www.unusualfest.com.
Thank you so much,
yes.
Alex. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I wish we had more time to talk about other things you do. I know you are into acting and all that, but people always see you on social media. They go to your page.
Movie making.
Yeah, oh, congratulations, darling. Thank you so much. So from time to time, you likely come and gist with us, like on a day like this. Thank you, ladies, for such a beautiful show. And that's all we can take for today. You join us again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.